So first of all, what we need to understand from the product costing under the product cost planning, how much cost of a product that we need to calculate, that we need to make some mechanism, the configuration, and through that we will be able to calculate that particular information, that particular calculation will be able to find out on on a day-to-day basis, or as and when that information is required by the senior management. To understand this product cost planning, we need to understand the price control which we use in the material master. We have two types of price control. One is the moving average price, and second is the standard price. So one is the moving average price, and second is the standard price. Standard price. Now the moving average price is your average out price. So whenever you will be receiving the quantity, and if that at that point of time, whatever the price at which you have received it, so that will be averaged out by the system, and accordingly you will be able to see your valuation. So in some scenarios, this may correct mostly in the raw material, where we are procuring the material from the vendor, and we know that okay, this is the price the quoted by the or charged by the vendor. So it is, we can have a record of it. But when we are going to sell any material to our customer, so we need to go with the standard price. And for the semi finish and finish, we mostly use the standard price. Now the standard price is not something that which will be changing every now and then. So it will be changed once in a month, and that for that once in a month we need to run the product costing. And for that product costing, what will happen? Whatever the price you have updated, for example, we have the price for the current month, that is, or let's say for the November month. So this price is, so this price is December. It is 97, and in the month of December, so this price is going to be 103. So this will be updated in the month end, and this price will get updated for all those material where we are maintaining the standard price. Standard price is the benchmark, it is the planned price, and when we'll have the actual cost, so that actual cost will be comparing with the standard price, and whatever the variance we have, so that variance we will book. And the standard price is to be calculated every month. Then for that, what we need to do, so what are the things we need to, or the component we need to keep into our mind. So first thing is the material. Let's say I'm manufacturing the TV, and in order to make the TV, obviously I need some raw material. I need the raw material, and the collection of that raw material is known as BOM. The collection of that raw material is known as BOM. So we need to we need to create the BOM. And when I will be creating this BOM, so I will make sure that it should have the price will be maintained with the price control S, and it should be having some cost center, some primary cost element. So here the raw material consumption which we will be having, so this we will be maintaining as the primary cost element, and we will be giving the cost element category as 1. Then if I talk about the overheads, this overhead cost, we can make it, if it is associated with the material, we can take it as a material overhead. If it is associated with the labor, we can have the labor overheads. So that is how we can calculate the overheads. And for we have 40, this we will be using for the overhead rates. Always we will be using this 41 for the overhead rate. So I have highlighted this rate, overhead rate, with the pink color. So here we have 20%, not the 20%, 10%, and here we have the 1%, and both will have under the cost element category 41. And for this we will be creating a secondary cost GL. So we will be recording this expense under the secondary cost GL. Then here you will also find out that this material, if we will be collecting, then we need to pass this material through some activity so that the manufacturing could start. So we need to have the labor, and this labor is going to fix the assemble the material, and on that we need to pay to the labor. And in order to find out the labor cost, so here we will be having the activity, and this activity is known, or a I would say a series of activities we can maintain under the routing. So under the routing we can have the operation, and under the single operation, again this is asked in the interview, under a single operation how many activity types we can have. We can have maximum six activity types. We can have maximum six activity type, and these activity type could be overhead, could be the material activity, labor activity, machine activity, some activity related to the repair, and so on and so forth. So total six activity we can maintain. If we are doing some operation under the routing which will need more than six activity, in that case we will be using the template allocation. We'll be using the template allocation, and under that we can have more than six activity type. And remember always that when we will be recording these activity types, these are to be set up under a cost element category, which is 43, which is 43, and this is for the internal activity cost. So again, this GL we need to maintain under the secondary cost GL account group. And if you will have a combination of your BOM and activity. If you will have a combination of your BOM or routing, I would say that is known as quantity structure. So quantity structure is nothing but a combination of your bill of material and routing. First of all, I'll just show you the CK11, that is the cost estimate. This is a cost estimate, that how this is the finished goods we have. So for this finished good, we are going to calculate the cost, and this cost will be calculated by the system. So I have given here the finished material, then I have given the plant, then I'm saying that this cost is to be run for the month of December. Now, once you have already executed or released the cost, you can't do it again. So here, if it is saying that we have done it already for this finished material, we can check for the other one, that is FGA 2187. So here you can just see FGA 2187, it is being costed. So you can just see this is the cost estimate screen. You can just see it is saying that create the material cost estimate for the with the quantity structure. So with the quantity structure means, are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. With the quantity structure means, here you can just see there is a quantity structure tab. You can click on this and you will be able to find out the quantity structure here. We can see here the quantity structure we have, it is 10, and this 10 is for the bill of material, whereas this routing section we have on the right side, and this is the information the system is giving you for the routing. So combination of your BOM and routing will become your quantity structure. Okay, fine. So here this is the costing tab. So this costing tab will show you, like here you can just see this is the price estimate. So this is the price estimate which system is going to update. So this is the cost of goods manufactured, then cost of goods sold, and here we have the zero amount for the sales and distribution. That is the reason your COGS and your COGM both are common. Had we put it here some amount, the system would have shown you here different amount for the COGS from the COGM. Now, if I just walk you through the, just come down here. Here you can just see this is the indicator item category through which we'll be able to find out that this expense is related to the routing, or it is related to the overhead, or it is related to the material. So here I have mentioned that M we will be using for the material. Here you can just see this is the M which item category we will be using for the material. You can just see here we have the M. This is for the material. So material cost is how much? 30 plus 40, it is 70. So this is the material cost we have, and after that, if I need to check the other one, so you can just see G is for the overhead. So if you just see here, we have the G. I will just take it little up. Now here you can just see we have the G, and this is for the overhead. So you can just see the 20 USD dollar we have taken as a overhead, and after that we have the item category E. So E item category we have for what? E item category we have for the activity. If you just see here, we have the routing, we have these activities, and for all these activities, system is going to show you a single indicator which is E. Now, from the E, we can see here that we have the price as 900, 200, and we have 200. So that is the price we have, and here it will also show you the cost element. So these are the cost element as I just shared with you. Your activity and your overhead will always have the secondary cost element, whereas your BOM will have always the primary cost element. Okay, we have the quantity as a 3, so each quantity will cost us 300. Each quantity will cost us 300. Just a minute. Actually, here we are not doing anything. That is the reason it got logged off. So we have here the transaction code CK11N, and we have here the material. Finished material costing variant. So in the interview, sometime they will ask you about the costing variant. Costing variant is the variant through which you will be able to calculate your cost. So costing variant is nothing. If you just double click on this, so costing variant is this much only. So you can just see these tabs, but the useful tab which we use very frequently. So we have the costing type. So on the cost type, here we will have the information that we want to have the legal valuation, we want to have the profit center valuation, segment valuation. So in most of the cases, we will have the legal valuation. Then here it is going to update the standard price, and then we can go back. After the costing type, we have the valuation variant. So valuation variant is very important because valuation variant is picking all your cost. So you click on this, and here you can just see we have given the priority. So you can just see this is the priority we have set for the material, and this is the priority we have set it for the activity, because we will be maintaining the material under in multiple areas. So here we have made the priority that okay, this is how the system should consider the price. So if the system will find out the price from the planned price, the system should take this one first. Then if the price is not available under the planned price, then system will go into the purchase info record. Purchase info record is the record we will be maintaining for each of our vendor. So when we will be purchasing the material from the vendor, so we will be giving them the rate card. In the rate card, we will be giving the price. So it is saying that if this price is not available in the planned price, then system will refer to the purchase info record. If the purchase info record is not available, then it will go here. We can have some other price, let it be the future standard price. And if it is also not there, then the ultimately system will go to the moving average price. So how many limits are there? So here we have been given 5 priorities, so we can set our strategy accordingly. This is for the material. Likewise, we can also set the priority for our price set for activity, and these are three only. These are three, and after that we have the overhead. So this is for the BOM. This is for the activity. What about the overhead? For the overhead, you have the you have the costing sheet. Here we have the costing sheet. So system is going to take that 2%, 3% from this costing sheet only. So that we need to make sure that we have assigned a correct costing sheet. If you have assigned a wrong costing sheet, then obviously either the system would have calculated the wrong amount for your overhead, or the system would have skipped that overhead cost. So that is something that is important. We need to focus under the valuation variant. So this information we will be maintaining under the valuation variant, and this valuation variant we will be maintaining at which level? At a plant level. So if you have assigned this information but you have not assigned it to your plant, then it means this information is incomplete. So we need to make sure that all of our valuation variant should be assigned to the relevant plant ID. So then we can come out of here, and then we have the date information. So from which date you want to calculate this cost. So here we have the date control. So normally here, if the date control you want to change, you will be able to change the date control. So for example, in my testing scenario, I want to calculate the costing of a material from today's date. Then here the accordingly the system is going to take that date for the quantity, and for the valuation date is going to be same as your first date, that is the current date. So whatever the date you have selected here, you can refer here for the second last and third last, you can refer the same date, because system would be calculating this quantity structure and valuation from the date we have mentioned in the first row. After that we can come back. So let me just walk you through the cost component structure. Okay, so before I go into it, I will go back, and once again we can have CK11N. Okay, you can just see here the system is taking the dates. Why the system is taking the current date? This is because of the because of the costing variant setting we have made. Okay, that is the reason. If you want to check here, we have the valuation, and we will be able to find out that the system has assigned the correct costing sheet. Then we can also check the date. Here the system has taken the date, and then we have the costing data. So the costing data we can see here, the system has taken the correct costing variant, or if it is the wrong one. Then after that we can see here, this is the information we have for various expenses. So this is the bill material, this is the activity cost, and this is the cost. Here you can just see the rate is 10, the rate is 10 per material, and since we have mentioned the quantity as 3, that is the reason here we have 30. We have put it here the price as a 20, and since we have the quantity as 2, that is the reason here we have the price as 40. So total how much price it is? It is 70. So 70 here, and we have the if we just total of all these, then it is going to be 1390. So at the end of the day, what at the end of the period, what will happen? Whatever the price you have in your material master, I'll just show you the material master. This is the material we have. Now go to the master of this material, and where you will be able to see this price in the accounting tab or in the costing tab. So here we can go for this material, finished material, and we can activate, or we can display the accounting tab 2 and costing tab 1 2. Enter. We have the plant ID as 2187. Now here you can just see the finished material we have for the plant 2187. So here it is not showing you anything on the costing tab 2. I think it was the costing accounting tab 1. So now you can just see in this accounting tab 1, we have the standard price. You can just see how much standard price it is. It is 1377. If I will run the costing run for current one, so what system is going to do? System will update the standard price as 1390. So where the system is going to update this 1390, wherever system will find the price calculate the price indicator as S, then system is going to change the price. Okay, and also it will ask you that for which set of material you want to update this price calculation. So the system is going to update the standard price only for those material and plant. Now after that we can go to the costing tab. Here under the costing tab 2, you will have the information. Here you will have the three section. First is the future, then we have the current, and we have the previous. So here future means the system when you will be running the costing run, when you will be executing the costing run, we have two steps for that. First is the marking, and second is the releasing.
Yes.
When you will be marking, then that same will get updated under the future. When you will be releasing, then the same will get updated under the current. And if you want to see your last run price, then that will be shown as previous period amount. Okay, here also system will just show you the standard price as 1377. Now if I want to, and here if I want to run it for the current month, for this what I need to do. So first of all, I need to save this price calculation. I need to save this cost estimate. I would say not the price calculation, cost estimate. I need to save. So for that, I'm going to click on the save button. Click on the save button, and after that, I need to run the costing. I need to execute the costing run, and the transaction code is CK24. Transaction code is CK24. If you have, this is for the single material. If you have multiple material spread over the multiple plant, in that case, we can also have the transaction code CK40N. There is another transaction code through which you will be able to execute the costing run in case you have multiple materials and multiple plants. Now here we can give the company code ID, which is 2187, plant ID 2187, material ID FGA 2187. After that, you can just see here, we need to go to the marking allowance. Click on the marking allowance. Here I have already selected this 2187. Otherwise, you will go there, like you need to click on this and you need to select the costing version, which is normally PPC1. So the system will start showing you this green indicator, and here this one will be shown by the system. Like here you can just see the costing version 1 system is going to show you, and after that, after it has become green, then you can just save it, and after that you can come back. Now you need to go for the marking. So here I'm going for the marking, but before this, if you want to test it, you can just run it with the test run. So this is a test run, and I want to click on the execute button. This is my marking of price. So system has selected one material, one cost estimate has been updated successfully, and if you go back, it will also show you which one. So this is the finished material, and here you can just see the future price system is going to update. It is 1319, whereas 1390, whereas the last price standard price was 1377. So if you want to okay with this, then you can go back and you can deselect the test run, click on the execute button. So here we can go back.
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for the latest videos and notifications. You can contact us for online SAP trainings and certifications. Thank you.
And then we can go back. Now, what do? You go to the material master. I will open another screen and go to the material master. So system would have updated under the costing tab 2. System would have updated the future price. Let's see for the plant 2187. Here you can just see the future price has been updated by the system. Now, if you want this price to be updated as a current price, for that you need to release this price. And in order to release this price, so here we have the release button. Click on the release button, and then if you want to execute with the with this test run, so here we can click on the test run and then execute, and once again we can go back. Again it will show you the same information that it is going to updated this 1319. Okay, we can go and execute without test run and save. So it is saying that the price now got changed. Now you go back and check your price. So we can go back and we now I will go back to the material master, and I will just see if the current price has been updated as 1390 under the costing tab, accounting tab 1, costing tab 2. Plant is 2187. So here we can see the now the standard price is not 1377, it is now 1390. So every month we will be executing this run and system will keep updating your standard price. But it is going to be on a once in a month, whereas the moving average price is something which will keep changing on and on. Okay, and here if you just see the costing tab 2. Here it will also show you the current price as 1319.90, and the previous price it is showing you as 1377. Okay. Is it okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Now I will again walk you through the cost estimate where I will just giving you the information about the cost component because these are the some terms they will use in the interview. So here I can just walk you through the cost component. Once again, I will using this material, but if I will be using for the same month, it will show me the error that for this release has already been executed. So I need to take the next one. Let it be the next month as 1st of January next month. So press enter button, and now you can just see the same amount system has taken. But before that, if you want to make the changes, so you can make the changes accordingly. We can add or we can make the changes here. Okay, so now I will walk you through the cost estimate cost component. So you can just see this is the information we will be able to see according to the cost element. This is also called as itemization. Itemization means so this set of this is the set of your activity. This is a set of your material. This is a set of your this thing overhead. But it is saying that if the management wants to see this expense as per their component, then how we'll be able to do that? For that, we need to map it. We need to map all these expenses under the cost component structure. So how we will be able to see the same set of expense under the cost component structure? So you need to little down here, and you will see here there is a button. Just go down. Yeah. So you can just see there is a button next to the magnifier lens. It is the cost component. So it will convert all this expense which we can presently see according to the cost element and according to the itemization. So it will get converted into the cost component. So I will click on this, and now you can just see the same set of information like 1390 we can able to see, but you can just see now this 70 is not coming under the item category as I think item category as a G, and here it is showing you the labor cost which we have selected as item category as E. So now it is showing you under the labor cost. So how and why system is maintaining it? Because these many primary or the secondary GLs we have maintained we have maintained cost component wise. That is the reason we will be able to see that okay, or the management would be able to see that okay, 70 we are incurring on the material cost, 900 we are incurring on the labor cost, then we have on the machine 200 and so on so forth. So how where we can maintain it? So I'll just show you. We can go to the variant. This is the variant we are using. Click on the variant. Not on the variant. We have it um, under the cost component structure. So in order to see that cost component structure, we can go to the transaction code OKTZ. So my cost component structure, this is the 87 number structure we have. If you want to make any changes, so presently the status is active. If you want to make any changes, first what you do, you deactivate it and then you can make the changes. And after that, remember you need to activate it also before you leave it because the new changes will not be incorporated by the system until unless you activate. And also you will not be able to do some other thing also because the status of your cost component structure is deactivated. So always it should be activated. Now what next we need to do? I want to see this whole information. Like here we can just see this schema, like this is the material labor cost and we can see here 7900. So how and on which basis system is calculating this price? So I'll just show you. So for example, here I have selected this cost component structure. I will go into this option called cost assignment cost component cost element interval. So I will double click on this and it will show me that these are this is the cost component structure which is common for every cost component we have taken, and we can see here these are the element we have taken. So it is saying that 10 number cost component we have for the material which will be taking the cost from where whenever the system will be finding any cost between the 400,000 to 400,099 400,009, then system will be taking that cost under the under the material cost. If I just show you here, so 30 plus 40, so you can just see all this information we are having under the material cost, which is now 70. Then after that we have the we have here the 20, that is for the labor cost. And for the labor cost here we can just see we have the 900, and same way here we have the 200, and here this is for the overhead. So you can just see 50 is for the overhead, and this overhead information is coming from where? You can just see other other secondary cost element I have maintained with the number 9420001 2002 2003, but this is different. Why? Because this time it is taking the information not from the, yes, it is taking the information from the secondary cost element, but it is different because it is a overhead. And remember, overhead information the system will be picking from where? From the cost sheet.
Yeah.
And where we can able to see that cost sheet, I'll just show you. Under the under this thing only, cost estimate screen, you will be able to view your cost sheet. You can go to the valuation. Here you will be able to see your costing sheet. Now you can double click on this costing sheet, and you can just see the costing sheet we are using, it is 2187. So this is the ID, this is the description, and after that we have here this schema. So under this we need to give the base amount, overhead, and we need to give the information for the credit. What is the base amount? Base amount means this overhead will be calculated on which amount, so that amount system will be picking from which GL, so that information we will be giving here. Then what is the overhead rate? 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. So that overhead rate we will be mentioning here. Then we have the credit. So this 5%, 2% will be credited to which cost center? Here, if I just show you, and this costing sheet, we need to go to the row. First, I need to select the costing sheet. We need to go to the row. So you can just see here we need to give the information. We have the row number 1, 2, 3, 4. So row number 10 we have, that is for the 1. We have given the information. The system is taking the material from which base. So this is the this is the base ID basically. Now under this base ID, we have given the reference of the. I will just select this base. I will be giving the reference of the GL. So now select this base and then double click on the base amount or base column. It is asking for the controlling area. My controlling area is 2187. Enter. Now you can just see here we have given the information that from which set of GL system will be taking the information. So system will be taking the information from 400,000 to 4999. So mostly we give the information for the raw material and semi-finished material, and that is the reason we use here the consumption GL. Then after that, the same information you want to check it not for the material but for the labor. So what we can do, we can select the second base that I have given the ID as 8702, and after that I will go to the base. This time it will be taking the reference from the secondary GL, secondary cost GL, which I have taken from it is starting with the 9 series. I hope this base amount is clear to you. Now I will walk you through the overhead. So here on this material cost and on this labor cost, so if I'm saying that 10% or 1%, so that 1%, 10% I need to maintain under this overhead ID, which I have maintained as 8711. But where I will be able to see that information. So here I'm just saying that 20 means 20 is going to calculate your overhead, and it is based on which? It is based on your base amount. That is the reason we have given the reference of the row number 10, and where that cost will be credited, that cost will be credited to the cost center. So this is a reference of the cost center. Now if I want to see the percentage under this overhead, so I will select this row, and I will double click on this overhead rate, double click on this. So here it will show you from which date to which date, controlling area, and this is 10%. This is 10% for which plant. So for the different plant, you can have different rate. So here I have taken the 10%. That is the reason on your 200, it is calculating 20 USD dollar as a overhead, material overhead rate. Now that will be credited to which cost center? So it will be credited to the cost center. If I just go back to the row, and once again I will select this and click on the credit, it will show me that it will get credited to the cost center 8701. So that is how we will be able to do this price calculation. Okay.
Thanks for watching this video. You can like, comment, share, also email us for more details. Thank you.